Hello, fellow members of Toastmasters and Pattern Realm. Today, I want to talk to you about a concept I've learned in the podcast, Faith-Driven Entrepreneurs, and that is control your dialogue. Control your dialogue. What exactly does that mean? Really, in the journey of success, whether you're an entrepreneur, a thought leader, or just anybody wanting to get ahead in life, we face a deeper spiritual battle in our inner world and our outer world. Controlling your dialogue in your inner world. I'm going to use this chair, for instance. Okay, say I'm in this position, and chair number one is like saying to me, "You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough." And I remember last Saturday I went to have dinner with my sister-in-law, and my wife and my sister-in-law, and I told her what I was struggling with, and she said, "Well, you do know how to stop that, because that's the devil's tool of saying you're not good enough." And then Monday was going through the same thing. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. And a friend of mine from church was like, "You realize, Jimmy, that the thing that's telling you it's not good enough, that's the devil messing natural man. You're in the world. So what you got to do for you're not good enough is just push it back. Start feeding yourself a inner dialogue of, I'm awesome. I'm successful. I'm a good brother. I'm a good son. I'm a good husband. I'm a good wife. I'm a good daughter," whatever it is that you want to confess to be good. Then there's the outer world. Okay, say I'm towards this chair. And the outer world, it's people or even some things you confess yourself that can say either good or bad things. So what you gotta do is you've got to control your inner world and your outer world. Like I said, it's a concept I learned from the podcast Faith-Driven Entrepreneurs. And you do have to control that. And why is that? I can think of maybe 5 factors to help you determine that. Number 1, your personality. I wrote a book called The Winning Personality, a values-based approach to entrepreneurship in this economy. It's available on Amazon. And one of the first things I wrote about is being an ambivert. See, winning personality is not an introvert, it's not an extrovert, it's an ambivert. It's somewhere in between the spectrum. Not very many people know about this term, but it's one of my favorites. Because if you're an ambivert, you can use the balance between introversion and extroversion and control your world around you with positive, affirming thoughts towards your ambition. Casting out intrusive thoughts, we know where they come from. We know they come from the devil. Right? So, number 2, Dr. John C. Maxwell says this: you can't be a leader of many until you learn to be a winner, a leader of one. So you have to lead yourself. Is that always easy? No. The way the world's going on right now, and I'm not just talking about the news. Personally, I'm on a blockade from it right now. But one thing I will say is this: if you're a leader of your thoughts and your inner dialogue, and you're able to control that, sooner or later, you can become a leader of many if you apply yourself. The third one is creativity. Be creative. Write down your goals. Write down your affirmations. Make sure there's a way you can see them every day. I'm part of a small business class in my church, and the facilitator we were having for the couple of weeks has said, write down your goals. Put them somewhere you see them every day. Most likely I'll be putting my renewed goals on my Notion app on my phone. Because if you look at your goals, you look at your affirmations and your vision board every day, you can succeed. You can be who God's called you to be. But often with the inner and outer dialogue, we tend to forget. We tend to forget that, and that becomes the problem right then and there. Is that very easy? Yeah, it's easy to forget. And it can be hard to remember. But that's where you have to tap into it. Number 4, discipline and determination. And I'm going to be talking about this a lot. All my life, I've been told, you can't do this. You can't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. And it's even in familiar discussions. Like with my sister-in-law, I mentioned my desire to get off of supplemental security income so I can be a business success. And she turned to me and she said, but you're blind. What's the big deal about you wanting to go? You're blind. Well, I know that, but that doesn't mean that I can't at least try to succeed. We're in a society that doesn't seem to celebrate this discipline and determination enough. Success is punished, and that's the biggest problem. I don't know how many times over the years since childhood I've been able to say, well, he's a blind kid, he's not going to really amount to much anything. Forget about him having a normal education. My mother and a vision resource teacher fought for me to have that education. They said, he is socially, emotionally, and mentally immature and is therefore unfit for college. Yes, it took me 7 years, but I got my bachelor's degree at Texas Tech University. I'm proud of it. I've had people tell me now, you're too idealistic. Your business ideas, you'll never get them off the ground. Even some well-meaning people that I love have said that. But you know what? That's where discipline and determination takes a day. Whether people like it or not, you can do anything with God's help that you set your mind to. Too many people nowadays are living in fear. Well, I don't want to buck the system. Well, this is how I'm being labeled and I got to stick with it. No, you don't. That's the dragon culture. That's the devil's way of doing things. You don't have to live with that. Because you have a God-given potential. Number 5, your ethics. This morning I was watching a rerun of Andrew Wallbank episode on YouTube. And one of the things that impressed me about what he said is, really, if you're a Christian creator, the prospering helps those who struggle. Because if the prospering helps them, those that struggle, you can help them tap into their God-given potential, where they can get their breakthrough along with you. But you can't just sit there and accept your lot in life. Well, this is the label society has on me, and so this is what it's got to be. Excuse me? I've been told that for 56 years. Oh, he's blind, so he can't do that. You know? And I'm here to show the world, yes, I can. I can do almost anything I set my mind to. Now, that being said, the things that you know are your weaknesses and stuff, you can do 2 things to them. You can bolster them up, but you can outsource them. But you've got to be able to control that dialogue. You've got to be the ambivert that ties into your ambitions and your affirmations and your goals to be there. You have to lead yourself so you can be a leader of many. You have to be creative on how you deal with a problem. You have to be disciplined and determined that you will be a success. Because far too many people That's why I did a speech a few weeks ago, said don't tell anyone your plans. Because you start telling people your plans, they will knock you to the ground. With their fear and their being misguided. And finally, and most importantly, your ethics. Why do you want to succeed? Is it just to gratify your pride and your wishes? We all have that. I understand that in some cases we need money and success to feel significant, but that's not all. That's not all why I want to go and speak in front of people and coach groups of people to be the best that they can be. I want to do that because it impacts people's lives, because it blesses people's lives. I am a tender-hearted man who has a big heart that has a lot to give. Yeah, I may be blind, but I'm not surrendering myself to a level to be put in a box, because I'm an ambivert. I like to consider myself a leader. I'm very creative. I do my best to be more disciplined and determined every day. On top of that, Lord willing, I'll have the ethic to push forward and succeed. But in order to do that, you have to control your inner world and your outer world to the best of your ability with God's help. If you can't do that, well then there's a problem. Because I know you can. I see it in each and every one of you here on Toastmasters and right here on YouTube. Those of you watch on YouTube, you can drop a comment in the comments if you want. The one thing I got to say is this. You can do anything you set your mind to. But you've got to have these 5 characteristics in order to control your inner dialogue and be the person God wants you to be. Because that is what you need to put you on top of your game, to make you who God wants you to be. And I'll tell you something right now. I would not be anywhere near who I am today were it not for my grandfather who sat there ever since I was a small child with blocks saying, I will not accept the label that they put on you, kid. You can do anything you set your mind to. When everybody says, you can't do this, you're not good enough. You're blind, you can't do this, you're not good enough. I'm here to break the mold. I know that in my heart. Now, those of you on YouTube, I hope you enjoy watching. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of Pattern Realm. Until next time, this is Jimmy saying, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. And do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Choose, act, and practice happiness. God bless you. And remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Jimmy loves you. I really love you. God bless you. And please, have yourself a wonderfully blessed day. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and thank you, Pattern Realm.